alone. Forgetting him was like trying to know somebody you never met. But loving him was red. Burning red. And that's why he's been round in my head. Comes back to me, burning red. Ooh. 'Cause love was like driving a new Maserati down a dead street.
We are limitless, 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 limitless. The power of love alive in us is limitless, limitless, unstoppable and nothing less. No, nothing can hold us down. We're limitless.
Everybody, everybody, let's get into it. Get stoked, get started, get started, get started. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. Running, running, and running, running, and running, running, and running, running.
Mic check. Let's bring on our officer team. He has welcomed us this past year. He'll make the saddle, so everybody mount up and let's welcome your 23-24 State Sentinel, Myers Miller. She stands by the flag. She's tiny but mighty and the TikTok queen. Don't forget the Y. Here comes your 23-24 State reporter, Asia Massey. Standing next to Washington, he knows how to do the worm. Make some noise for your 23-24 State Treasurer, Riker Frost. A girl who loves her office so much, she has a costume to match. Put your voices on 10. It's your 23-24 State Secretary, Brindley Rhodes. A girl who loves Jersey cows and Utah FFA. She's ready to assist at all times. Now assist me in bringing in your 23-24 State Vice President, Aaron Atkinson. As you look to the horizon of the spectrum, cast your gaze upon the rising sun. Here she is leading the charge of the Utah FFA for the past year. Your top dog, your fearless leader. Don't hold anything back. Here she is, 23-24 State President Morgan Wild.
My songs know what you did in the dark. My songs know what you did in the dark. So light 'em up, light 'em up, light 'em up. I'm on fire. So light 'em up, light 'em up, light 'em up.
The convention hall will come to order. We are now holding the 4th general session of the 96th annual Utah FFA State Convention. Madam Vice President, are all officers at their stations?
I shall call the roll of officers, determine if they're at their stations, and report back to you, Madam President. The Sentinel.
Stationed by the door.
Your duties there?
Through this door pass many friends of the FFA. It is my duty to see that the door is open to our friends at all times and that they are welcome. I care for the meeting room and paraphernalia. I strive to keep the room comfortable and assist the president in maintaining order.
The Reporter.
The reporter is stationed by the flag.
Why by the flag?
As the flag covers the United States of America, so I strive to inform the people in order that every man, woman, and child may know that the FFA is a national organization that reaches from the state of Alaska to the Virgin Islands and from the state of Maine to Hawaii.
The Treasurer.
Stationed by the emblem of Washington.
Your duties there?
I keep a record of receipts and disbursements, just as Washington kept his farm accounts, carefully and accurately. I encourage thrift among the members and strive to build our financial standings through savings and investments. George Washington was better able to serve his country because he was financially independent.
The Secretary.
Stationed by the ear of corn.
Your duties there?
I keep an accurate record of all meetings and correspond with other secretaries wherever corn is grown and FFA members meet.
The Advisor.
Hereby the owl.
Why by the owl?
The owl is a time-honored emblem of knowledge and wisdom. Being older than the rest of you, I'm asked to advise you from time to time as the need arises. I hope that my advice will be based in true knowledge and ripened with wisdom. Madam Vice President, why do you keep a plow at your station?
The plow is the symbol of labor and tillage of the soil. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much. My duties require me to assist at all times in directing the work of our organization. I preside over meetings in the absence of our president, whose place is beneath the rising sun.
Why is the president so stationed?
The rising sun is the token of a new era in agriculture. If we will follow the leadership of our president, we shall be led out of the darkness of selfishness and into the glorious sunlight of brotherhood and cooperation. Madam President, all officers are at their stations.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. The Secretary will call the roll of members.
I am pleased to announce that at this, the 96th Annual Utah FFA State Convention, there are 2,188 members and guests registered, Madam President.
Thank you. FFA members, why are we here?
To practice brotherhood, honor agricultural opportunities and responsibilities, and develop those qualities of leadership which an FFA member should possess.
May we accomplish our purposes. I now declare this 4th general session of the 96th annual Utah FFA State Convention duly open to the transaction of business or attention to any matters which may properly be presented.
Your Session 4 chairs are two girls who know how to have fun. The first, your state president, who is never short on good music or enthusiasm, and the other, your state reporter, who may actually be short, but makes up for it with good dance moves. They really are two peas in a pod. Please help me in welcoming to the stage your Session 4 chairs, Morgan Wild and Asia Massey.
Oh, hey, girl.
Hey, Morgy Wargy.
Do you know what time it is?
12:10.
No, well, yeah, but it's time for the 4th General Session of the 96th Annual Utah FFA State Convention. We are bound to have a good time this session.
There's never a dull moment with us. During this session, we are going to award some amazing award recipients and learn some pretty new skills today as well.
I'm so excited. Let's kick this session off by hearing some opening remarks from one of our sponsors.
The Larry H. and Gail Miller Family Foundation was established in 2007 to continue the philanthropic spirit exemplified by Larry and Gail Miller for future generations. The Miller Family Foundation supports programs that enrich lives and communities in the areas of health and medicine, shelter and food security, education and skill development, jobs and economic self-reliance, and cultural and spiritual enrichment. Larry H. and Gail Miller love education, and they believe that by increasing access to education, we change lives, open doors, and create the next generation of leaders. Educational opportunities allow more individuals to reach their highest levels of excellence, achieve their dreams, and do good in the world. Carry on our legacy forward. This is the second year in a row that Utah FFA Foundation has received a major grant from the Larry H. and Gail Miller Family Foundation. With the $60,000 grant we received last year, we focused on building and supporting leadership at all levels within Utah FFA. The grant money we received has been invaluable in increasing leadership training throughout our organization. Our approach has been to create a trickle effect, starting with agriculture teachers and flowing down to state and area level leadership, ultimately benefiting individual students' leadership experiences. With the grant money, we launched the Ag Teacher Leadership Scholarships, supported area and state level leadership trainings, purchased a Chromebook lab to be used by state staff and volunteers, as well as increased the monetary support going towards the Utah FFA Foundation's programs and scholarships. We are very grateful for the Larry H. and Gail Miller Family Foundation for their continued support and belief in the importance of supporting the future leaders of agriculture.
We are limitless, 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 limitless. The power of love alive in us.
We have a very special guest to welcome to the stage. He is going to be our model of how to style an outfit.
Please welcome Connor Todd all the way from the great state of Mississippi.
Hello, Connor. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
So great. Okay, we're going to style an outfit today, okay?
I like it.
First, we're going to start with shirts.
Shirts.
Okay, so Clayton from Idaho over here has 2 shirts, okay? A shirt or a scarf. Okay, we are going to pick. Which one are you choosing for your fit today?
Shirt.
Connor, no, that's not the right answer.
Yes, it is. This is an official dress.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It was a trick question.
See?
You were already wearing the shirt you needed to wear.
Oh.
It's okay.
Maybe in Mississippi, but not here.
Mississippi.
Yeah. Okay, next, we're going to move to some pants. So, these lovely pants or the ones you have on?
Well, you know, it is a little hot in here, but I might choose these two.
Connor.
Connor,
See, wouldn't it be so much easier to just wear the pants you already have on?
Nope.
No.
Oh.
Does that match your blue jacket?
They're both blue.
Let's try again.
Oh, okay.
okay, time for shoes because Mississippi boy here came on barefoot. All right?
Wow.
All right. We have our Converse or our lemon pepper steppers.
Hey, don't smell this.
Which ones are you choosing?
For FFA, right?
Yeah.
Bro, go Converse.
Oh my goodness. Connor.
The sandwich method of style does not apply to FFA.
No, it does not.
Connor. Whatever. Okay, now we gotta move to the tie. Finish off the look, you know?
Now scarf. Let's not get 2 and 1 right there.
At least he's right about something, right?
Well, I
There's
mean,
something.
He is from Mississippi. It's probably a little cold for him here.
Just a little bit.
Okay. Last chance, Connor. You can get this one. Which jacket? You're doing great. We're here for you.
Thank you.
Which one?
It's hard to see because look, it's khaki. It's nice.
Does that match what you got going on?
I mean, a little bit, but I think it might be a little too hot for that. What do you think? Like, I mean, maybe I need some blue instead of khaki, like my shoes. Let's go after the jacket.
Hooray! Great job. Just as Connor, as a beginner fashion icon, these next award recipients were once beginners too. They progressed in their areas to become stars at what they do.
The Star Green Hand Award is given to first-year members who have developed outstanding SAE projects. Please help us welcome them to the stage.
State Star Green Hand in Agribusiness is sponsored by Western Ag Credit. The Agribusiness finalists are Jalea Burton, Mount Nebo; Keegan Erkenbrack, Cedar Valley; Keaton Eliason, Delta; Connor Fuel, Tintic; State Star Green Hand in Agribusiness, third runner-up, Keaton Eliason from the Delta FFA chapter. Keaton Eliason from the Delta FFA chapter is the son of Dustin and Diana Eliason. His advisor is Chad Warnick. From a young age, Keaton was interested in farming and working with animals. Raising, butchering, and marketing meat chickens appealed as a practical way to acquire skills for this endeavor. Keaton dived into researching the best methods and techniques. He has learned how to construct structures such as a fly pen and brooder, proper animal nutrition including types of feed, and quick, clean, and humane methods to butcher. A noteworthy achievement was the effective and timely sale of all of his chickens with many returning customers. Keaton plans to continue to learn and perfect his business while increasing the number of chickens.
State Star Green Hand in Agribusiness, second runner-up is Keegan Erkenbrack from the Cedar Valley FFA chapter. Keegan Erkenbrack is the son of Bryant and Laurie Erkenbrack. His advisors are Sam McAllister, Brian Anderson, and Lena Badsgard. Keegan fabricates and repairs metal projects. He began this project after learning to weld and repair metal while working with his dad and grandpa. He has repaired trailers, vehicles, stabilizer jacks, snowblower scrapers, fence panels, and entry gates, and makes flowers out of steel pipe for yard decorations. He has learned to do some electrical wiring and has expanded his knowledge and skills in business and customer service. Keegan plans to continue to expand his knowledge and skills in this area to make his business even more profitable.
State Star Green Hand in Agribusiness, first runner-up. Connor Fuel from the Tintic FFA chapter. Connor Fuel from the Tintic FFA chapter is the son of Chad and Sarah Long. His advisor is Tracy Warnick. Connor's interest in welding started when he saw metal art. He realized he could learn how to weld and make his own creations. His dad began to teach him to weld. He received an FFA Foundation grant to start his welding business. His first product was a Dutch oven lid lifter. He then began to build metal washer flowers. Alongside his dad, he has been improving his skills and learning strategies to improve the production process. Connor has learned skills including time management, attention to detail, and mechanical, consumer, and design skills. He plans to continue learning, perfecting his talent, and coming up with new projects.
State Star Green Hand and Agribusiness winner is Jaylee Burton from the Mount Nebo FFA chapter. Jaylee Burton is the daughter of John and Andrea Burton. Her advisors are John Burton, Melanie Brinkerhoff, and Kelly Weeks. Jaylee's SAE started in 2020 with a business named Country Kids. For Mother's Day, she and her sister made planters and sold them throughout the community. Once she became an FFA member, she began selling fall porch decorations. Each customer receives a bale of straw, 2 bundles of corn stalks, and 3 pumpkins. In 2022, she became the co-owner of Levan Ridge Rentals. Levan Ridge Rentals rents a skid steer, tractor, and dump trailer. Some of her responsibilities include equipment maintenance, cleaning the equipment, and helping with advertising. Jaylee will continue to grow the business for years to come.
Play something country. Play something country.
State Star Green Hand in Agri-Science is sponsored by the National FFA Organization and the Utah FFA Foundation. The Agri-Science finalists are Jaylee Burton, Mount Nebo; Garrison Selman, Fremont; Lacey Hadfield, Lehigh; Carly Tanner, Bear River; State Star Green Hand in Agri-Science, third runner-up, Lacey Hadfield from the Lehigh FFA chapter. Lacey is the daughter of Leanne Hadfield. Her advisors are Lisa Clement, Suzanne Spencer, and Colton Marble. Lacey's interest in science began when she entered junior high and took her first ag science class. There, she was able to use the scientific method and find solutions to different experiments she was doing in class. Once she became eligible, she wanted to compete in the FFA Agri-Science Fair competition. She has learned the value of keeping clear and detailed records, which she will use to communicate her findings to a committee. Lacey hopes to win a state science fair and have the opportunity to compete at the National FFA Convention.
State Star Green Hand in Agri-Science, second runner-up is Carly Tanner from the Bear River FFA chapter. Carly Tanner is the daughter of Kip and Brandy Tanner. Her advisors are David Schaefer, Kelly Kunzler, Linus Collier, Melissa Ingram, TJ Rhodes, and Wesley Burrell. Carly has shown lambs since she was 8 years old. She has always been intrigued by the shag of the lamb's legs. Carly started her project on show lamb shag last year, winning first place in the Agri-Science Fair. She has attended multiple clinics helping her gather information and learn improvements she could make in her own barn. She began by testing the outcomes of conditioning products. Now she is experimenting with livestock hair growth supplements. Carly plans to continue showing lambs competitively for years to come. She plans to use the knowledge she has gained to grow and help others succeed in the future.
State Star Green Hand in Agri-Science, first runner-up. Jaylee Burton from the Mount Nebo FFA chapter. Jaylee is the daughter of John and Andrea Burton. Her advisors are John Burton, Melanie Brinkerhoff, and Kelly Weeks. When Jaylee was a junior in junior high, she and a partner completed an agri-science fair research project on the parturition times in sheep. They determined that only feeding sheep in the evening increases the probability of them lambing during the day. They placed second place at the National FFA Convention. The next year, their project consisted of a taste test of foreign, domestic, and locally sourced lamb. This year, they have completed a project to see the differences in fresh, frozen, and chilled semen. Jaylee will continue to learn more about the sheep industry for years to come and is planning on pursuing a career in animal agriculture.
State Star Green Hand in Agri-Science winner is Garrison Selman from the Fremont FFA chapter. Garrison Selman from the Fremont FFA chapter is the son of Justin and Laurel Selman. His advisors are Angela Pontius, Austin Butler, Cassie Joyner, Craig Demarest, Courtney Henderson, Dylan Brown, and Laurel Selman. As a small child, Garrison was always tearing things apart to see how they worked. He has a strong interest in mechanics and chemistry. During his freshman year, he built a hydrogen generator as he wanted to find more cost-effective and efficient ways to run farm equipment. He tested electrolyte concentration and its effectiveness in generating hydrogen. His project won third place at the National FFA Agri-Science Fair. This year, he built a dynamometer to test pollution outputs of alternative fuels in small engines. He plans to go into mechanical engineering in the future.
State Star Green Hand in Placement is sponsored by the National FFA Organization and the Utah FFA Foundation. The placement finalists are Carter Gledhill, Mount Nebo; Sadie Johnson, Tooele; Jade Goebel, North Sevier; Kirsten Mitchell, Fremont. State Star Green Hand in Placement, third runner-up, Carter Gledhill from the Mount Nebo FFA chapter. Carter is the son of Elisa and Brett Gledhill. His advisors are John Burton, Melanie Brinkerhoff, and Kelly Weeks. Carter began his work on Brown's Dairy at a young age. He began by working with his grandfather, who is a co-owner of the dairy. In the summer, Carter would spend most of his time learning the basics. He started by milking cows and power washing tractors. He now drives and maintains the tractors while taking care of the cows. He is taking a welding class to help improve his skills as a dairy farmer. He has found a passion for dairy farming. Carter plans to continue learning, perfecting his talent, and taking on new challenges. He will continue to work on the dairy and would like to further his education in agricultural mechanics.
State Star Green Hand in Placement, second runner-up is Kirsten Mitchell from the Fremont FFA chapter. Kirsten is the daughter of Cody and Brooke Mitchell. Her advisors are Angela Pontius, Austin Butler, Cassie Joyner, Craig Demarest, Courtney Henderson, Dylan Brown, and Laurel Selman. Kirsten learned to love growing crops working in her family garden alongside her parents and grandpa. She began working at the USU Research Farm last year. She started by learning the basics and how to harvest fruit. In the summer, she learned how to care for the fruit trees, thin the trees, and help the researchers with their projects. She has learned to run a Brix test to test the sugar content in cherries. Kirsten looks forward to learning more as she continues her employment. In the future, she wants to study aquaponics.
State Star Green Hand in placement. First runner-up, Jade Goebel from the North Sevier FFA chapter. Jade Goebel is the son of Jason and Melinda Goebel. His advisor is Jason Goebel. Since he was old enough to walk, Jade has been following his dad around the family farm and the North Sevier FFA field and cattle programs. As Jade has grown, his responsibilities have increased. He is now able to handle the daily chores himself, as well as operate the farming equipment necessary to produce alfalfa hay and small grain forage crops. As the North Sevier FFA field chairman, Jade manages the irrigation water turns, spring field work, cutting, baling, and hauling hay for the FFA cattle program.
State Star Green Hand in placement. Winner is Sadie Johnson from the Tooele FFA chapter. Sadie Johnson is the daughter of Brady and Melinda Johnson. Her advisors are Jeanette Shields, Amber Wells, Ty Bevan, and Kobe Champneys. Sadie has been working on her grandfather's ranch, Ecker Herefords, for several years alongside her family. Sadie helps with the day-to-day management of the ranch and marks the 6th generation of her family in the industry. Sadie also works on 2 additional ranches moving irrigation lines. She loves the life she is able to live and plans to continue working and growing her knowledge and skills. After high school, Sadie plans to study at Utah State University and pursue a career in the agricultural industry.
State Star Green Hand in production is sponsored by Western Ag Credit. The production finalists are Corey Garn, Bear River, Whitley Hatt, Payson, Lacey Hadfield, Lehigh, and Kinley Warnick from Delta. State Star Green Hand in production, third runner-up, Corey Garn from the Bear River FFA chapter. Corey Garn is the daughter of Abel and Jade Garn. Her advisors are David Schaefer, Kelly Kunzler, Linus Collier, Melissa Ingram, TJ Rhodes, and Wesley Burrell. Corey's interest in raising and showing club lambs started at 9 years old as she worked alongside her dad and neighbor. She began by raising and showing 1 lamb for her county fair. She now has successfully raised 18 ewes and 1 ram. She shows multiple sheep in jackpots, state, as well as national shows. Her education continues to grow as she works side by side with a successful breeder, learning new techniques such as artificial insemination. She continually pushes her genetic base by using the latest artificial insemination and embryo transfer technology. Corey plans to continue to strive for highly competitive club lambs.
State Star Green Hand in production, second runner-up is Kinley Warnick from the Delta FFA chapter. Kinley is the daughter of Chad and Tracy Warnick. Her advisor is Chad Warnick. Kinley's love for animals started from a young age, and she has always loved working with livestock. As she grew older and started participating in stock shows, she realized that she could do more by breeding her own goats. Kinley brought home 2 does at the end of her 8th grade year and has recently acquired an additional 2 for her breeding program. She has learned how to work hard and developed many skills, such as monitoring animal health and working through obstacles. Kinley looks forward to showing her own kids and breeding does in the future.
State Star Greenhand in production. First runner-up, Whitley Hatt from the Payson FFA chapter. Whitley Hatt from the Payson FFA chapter is the daughter of Todd and Melissa Scott. Her advisors are Justin Rindlisbacher and Howard Houston. Whitley started riding horses at a very young age. Her love of horses has fueled her desire to train them. She has competed on her horses locally and nationally. She has had the opportunity to teach riding and goat tying lessons to several students. Whitley is always looking for more ways to get involved in the equine industry, whether it is learning at a clinic, volunteering her services, or competing and trying something new. Whitley is excited for the opportunities to come and the new things she may learn with her equine projects.
State Star Greenhand in production. The winner is Lacey Hadfield from the Lehigh FFA chapter. Lacey Hadfield is the daughter of Leanne Hadfield. Her advisors are Suzanne Spencer, Lisa Clement, and Colton Marble. Lacey's interest in animals began at a young age when she started working on her grandparents' farm. Lacey grew up attending county fairs and was excited when it was her turn to finally enter the show ring. When Lacey started working on the farm, her duties included feeding, watering, and cleaning pens. She now has an eye for choosing quality animals that she will compete with during summer livestock shows. Lacey has worked with many steers over the years and hopes to raise a grand champion with her selections and genetics.
The purpose of the honorary state FFA degree ceremony is to recognize individuals who are helping to advance agriculture education and the FFA.
These individuals are perfect examples of how to advance agricultural education. Utah FFA members can turn to these 16 individuals for guidance and counsel.
It is always an honor to recognize honorary members into the FFA. The purpose of this ceremony is to recognize from time to time the efforts made by others on our behalf. Madam Secretary, will you read this section of our Constitution which provides for the honorary state FFA degree?
The honorary FFA degree. Farmers, school superintendents, principals, members of Board of Education, chapter advisors, teachers, staff members in agricultural education, business people, and others who are helping to advance agricultural education in the FFA and who have rendered outstanding service may be elected to receive an honorary FFA degree by a majority vote of the members present at any regular meeting or convention. Honorary members, please step forward when your name is announced.
Cassie Joyner. Cassie Joyner teaches at Fremont High School, where she has been teaching for 9 years. Cassie is a Fremont High graduate and a past 4-H state ambassador. Her favorite classes to teach are equine science and agricultural communications. Cassie coaches the horse, livestock, range, and ag communications team. Cassie is passionate about student opportunities and finds innovative ways to network students with industry opportunities.
Shad Alsup. Shad has been the Layton Ag teacher and FFA advisor for the past decade. In that time, he has never missed a state convention or career development event. Shad is known by students for his big heart and individual care and concern for each and every student. He works tirelessly to provide opportunities for students and develop their potential for premier leadership, personal growth, and career success through agricultural education.
Woo! Michael Hughes. Michael is a Manila alumni who has been teaching and coaching basketball at his alma mater for the past 13 years. You will currently find Michael serving as the athletic director and teaching history. Mike is a huge advocate for agricultural education and FFA and is commonly found serving as a judge or chaperone. We are lucky to have Michael serving the students and giving back to the agricultural education program in his home community.
Jason Reeve. Jason has taught agricultural education for 5 years. He has judged the State Employment Skills LDE and assisted preparing for and judging area contests. Jason is dependable and is always around to lend a helping hand. He also served on the Utah FFA Advisory Board. Thank you, Jason, for all you have done for Utah FFA.
Rob Lee. Rob has provided FFA members with a place to board their livestock animals for their SAEs for several years. Over the years, Rob has helped students to find dairy heifers to purchase. His contributions to the FFA include writing proposals for grants, transporting students to activities and events, and judging contests and competitions. Rob brings agriculture to life for many students.
Sherry Hansen. Sherry is currently serving as the principal at Cache High School. Sherry has been involved in education for over 30 years. She has always been an advocate for agriculture, the FFA, and rural Utah. Sherry believes in the future of agriculture and supports agricultural education programs and students as they pursue various pathways in agriculture.
Tiffany Skidmore. Tiffany was an FFA advisor and ag teacher at Green Canyon and Mountain Crest High School. Being a Mountain Crest alumni herself, Tiffany organized the Mountain Crest FFA alumni. Tiffany served on the Utah FFA Advisory Board and has a passion for environmental and natural resource contests. Her students trust her and know that she genuinely cares about each individual. Her selfless service and kindness reaches far beyond the FFA. Thank you, Tiffany, and congratulations on your recognition as an honorary state FFA degree recipient.
Jill Singleton. Jill currently serves as the vice chair of the Utah FFA Foundation Board and has been on the board since 2018. Jill is the category manager / buyer at IFA Country Stores. Jill has a true passion for FFA and agriculture. She always steps up to help judge FFA events or provide resources and leadership to support all Utah FFA programs.
Bailey Haslam. Bailey is the Public Information Officer for the Utah Department of Agriculture and Food. She has served on the Utah FFA Foundation Board since 2021 and is currently co-chairing the PR and Events Committee. Bailey has also served as the State Creed speaking host for 5 years. She has served as a judge in various events and is always striving to support Utah FFA in any way that she can.
Lance Zollinger. Lance is the president of Cache Valley Bank. Lance is a longtime supporter of both the Idaho and Utah FFA alumni and foundations. He has served on the Utah FFA Foundation Board for the past 5 years and is currently co-chairing the PR and Events Committee on the board. Thank you, Lance, for your service and support of the Utah FFA.
Michelle Burrows. Michelle is an assistant professor in agricultural education. Dr. Burrows has secured over $4.6 million in grants from the USDA. These funds support her leadership role at the National Center for Agricultural Literacy and allow her to conduct research on critical issues affecting the future of agriculture education and literacy. Michelle currently chairs as the Star Teach Ag Grant to support ag teachers. She serves as a member of the Utah FFA Advisory Board and hosts the Ag Ed CDE at State Convention.
Dr. Michael Pate. Dr. Pate has played a key role in introducing agricultural machinery safety education to high school students. Having trained over 200 agriculture teachers, Dr. Pate has spearheaded the development of a program aimed at over 12,000 agricultural education students across the country, enabling them to monitor and assess safety within their SAE projects. Dr. Pate also currently serves as the state event host for the Agricultural Technology and Mechanical Systems CDE.
Carrie Milligan. Carrie is a program coordinator for Utah Agriculture in the Classroom. She has coordinated the Utah Envirothon for 7 years, which also serves as our state event for the Environmental and Natural Resource Contest. Carrie has served as a judge for various FFA events over the years and loves to support FFA members. Thank you, Carrie Milligan, for all you have done for the Utah FFA.
Becca Israelson. Becca was an agricultural teacher and FFA advisor at Grantsville High School for 3 years. For several years, she has served as a judge for various FFA events and programs at the local, area, and state level. Becca is currently an education specialist for Utah Agriculture in the Classroom. She facilitates workshops and provides relevant agriculture curriculum to our ag teachers and all K-12 teachers throughout the state.
Alan Ashton. Alan Alan is the CTE coordinator for Nebo School District. Alan has fought hard to meet the needs of CTE teachers and agricultural education programs. From driving students to process their turkeys to judging FFA events, Alan ensures agricultural education programs have all they need to facilitate student learning. He believes in agriculture and continuously supports programs as they grow and expand within Nebo School District.
Craig Cottle. Craig goes above and beyond to help students with their supervised agricultural experiences. He has built a partnership with the USU Bastion Center to provide students with a place to house their livestock animals. Craig has chauffeured many goats, set up pens, pulled weeds, scrubbed feeders, and supported students at county livestock shows. Congratulations, Craig, on your honorary state FFA degree.
I welcome you all as friends of the FFA. It is my privilege as Sentinel to extend to each of you the symbolic handclasp of friendship and brotherhood.
As a reporter, I am pleased to inform you that the FFA is a national youth organization whose purpose is to develop agricultural leaders. Congratulations on this honor.
Your contribution as a useful citizen to our democracy serves as an example for our members to follow. As treasurer, I thank you for your service to our organization.
The FFA needs counsel and guidance from recognized leaders. It is my pleasure as secretary to add your names to our roll of honorary FFA degree recipients.
As vice president, I thank you for all that you've provided to the FFA. I would inform you that our members learn to appreciate the dignity of labor. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much.
On behalf of every member, I wish to say that we are proud to have you as honorary state degree recipients. May this recognition prove valuable to all. I impress upon you that we look to you for counsel and guidance. It is because of the great respect we have for you that you have been selected to receive the honorary state FFA degree. May we always cooperate for the benefit of all. I now confer upon you the honorary state FFA degree from the Utah FFA Association and present you with this as recognition of this extreme honor. Do you remember that time you lost your crossbody bag?
Which time?
Maybe the time you left it on the airplane and I had to go all the way back through TSA by myself to get it?
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. Lesson learned. Don't leave your bag on the plane with your ID, credit card, and debit card in it.
Or maybe the time you left it at Ridgeline High School, but we didn't notice until we got back to my apartment in Logan.
It was under this. We found it.
Hey, to be fair, it was hidden really good.
It's okay. I still love you, even though you clearly don't love your bag. But we're going to try and remember how to do these three simple things from now on, okay? 1, you're going to put it on. 2, you're going to leave it on. And 3, you're not going to take it off.
Got it. Nonetheless, my forgetfulness has led to some pretty entertaining times this year, right, Morgie?
I think so.
This next member is sure to entertain you.
Please welcome our talent from the American Fork FFA chapter, Rich Durant.
Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Everybody get up. Everybody get down. Come on and Get no when the whistle go. Get no when the whistle goes.
Erin is the youngest of 4 children. Growing up as the caboose, she learned to negotiate, problem solve, and advocate for her own beliefs. She has always had a special talent for being a peacemaker and seeing the best in others. Erin is great at putting differences aside and getting the task at hand accomplished. She's a friend to everyone and values loyalty and trust.
Erin has loved helping in the garden. She loves propagating plants, making flower arrangements, and nurturing anything that grows. Her passion for agriculture has flourished over the years. We have watched as she has excelled at national FFA milk quality and dairy cattle judging competitions. Erin's skills, tenacity, and leadership propelled her to being a state officer.
It is our pleasure to introduce our youngest sister
And your 2023-2024 Utah State FFA Vice President,
Erin Atkinson.
Jersey cows should come with the warning. They are very sweet, but they are also very sassy. The first dairy show I went to with my Jersey Paisley, I found out why jerseys should come with the warning. I could hear the sound of clippers and smell the dairy adhesive, so I knew the show was starting soon. I tied up Paisley so I could do some last-minute clipping on her head. Besides the expected flapping of her ears, Paisley did surprisingly well while I was clipping her. I put up her top line, and she was ready for the show. I was a little nervous, so I thought I'd walk Paisley around the show ring a few times so I could be confident for the real thing. The second I untied her, she threw her head down and immediately back up, right into my jaw. I was in shock. It had all happened so fast. 1 minute, she was being a perfect little angel while I was clipping her, and the next minute, the boniest part of her skull was hitting me directly in the face. I thought for sure my jaw was broken, but I slowly opened my jaw and it seemed to be fine. Instead of walking Paisley around the ring, I tied her in her stall so she would calm down. I then went to put on my official dress. I was not going to miss this show, especially not for a reason like my hurt jaw. While I was getting dressed, I started to get really nervous. Paisley had just had this outburst, and I did not want to deal with that in the ring. I got even more nervous as I put on her show halter and walked to the entrance of the show ring. Before I knew it, we were walking into the showmanship class. Paisley started chewing her cud and following exactly how I wanted her to. We ended up getting second in class because she was so calm and we were working well together. Even though Paisley tried to knock me out before the show, we were able to move past it and work towards success. Believe me, I was nervous that she was going to drag me around that show ring. However, I knew that I was going to have hope that everything was going to be all right. Overcoming this nervousness helped me to be more confident in showing Paisley and my other dairy heifers. It also helped me to be more confident and comfortable with who I am. This confidence helped me in the show ring, the classroom, and in FFA. The adventures I was pursuing were not always easy, and they all came with a new set of challenges to overcome. I walked into my ag classroom, slightly nervous, but mostly excited for the interview to follow. In this moment, my shaking hands and the pit in my stomach were being blocked by my brain because I was electrified for the year to come. The holding room was filled with the best leaders my chapter had to offer. I anxiously awaited my turn. The next day, I would know that I was serving on my chapter officer team once again. But this year would be different. This year would be my senior year, my last opportunity to make my mark. I walked out of my interview without a doubt in my mind that I would be secretary, vice president, or maybe even president. The next day, I got my letter in the hallway outside of the ag rooms. I anxiously ripped open my letter in front of my friends and soon-to-be teammates. The excitement disappeared when I read that I would not be serving on the officer team. This had to be a mistake. I looked around and heard my friends excited that they made the team. They looked at me. I broke the news that I would not be joining them on the team. I got hit with the rush of I'm sorries. I said it's okay, but deep down I knew it wasn't. This took all of my excitement and cracked it in half. I quickly left before my emotions got the best of me and it fully sank in. I fought tears on the way to my car thinking, if I don't cry, it's not true. The boulder that was chapter office was slowly crushing me into despair. My only thoughts for the next 3 months of summer are I'm worthless and I will never be good enough. I can see no future for me and I might as well give up. Imagine spending a whole summer truly believing that you were worthless and you could never achieve anything. All the things that I used to enjoy were now burdens. Camping with my family sounded overwhelming. My dairy heifer project that used to be my whole focus during the summer was now a distant thought. I didn't want to go to the summer socials my chapter put on because I would have to face my reality. I thought there was truly nothing that was worth pursuing. Luckily for me, school was starting soon and I could just lose myself in schoolwork. Before school started, my 3 advisors wanted to have a meeting with my mom and me about what had happened with chapter officer elections. Can you believe that? They wanted me to relive all of that pain and hurt. After a lot of convincing from my mom, we walked into the greenhouse with my 3 advisors. The idea of being an area officer was pitched to me. They were giving me the opportunity of a leadership position. Finally, something that made me feel like giving up was not the best option. I could be on a team, I could plan fun conferences, and I could meet amazing FFA members, not only in my chapter, but in my whole area. Can you just hear the devastation being flushed down the drain? Area office was the opportunity that I needed to grow. Put my full effort into being the best area officer that I could. Being knocked down led me to something better. When have you been knocked down? Was there something better waiting for you? Unfortunately, when we get knocked down, we don't always have a better opportunity coming. September 12th, 2018. I'm in 8th grade and I'm loving school. I walked to my second period, which was US history. After about 15 minutes, the class phone rings. I ignored it because my mom would have told me if I had an appointment. My teacher tells me that I need to go to the office. He then specifies that I need to take all of my stuff with me. What in the world is going on? As I walk to the office, my mind is spinning. What if my mom forgot to tell me about a dentist appointment? What if something happened to my grandma? What if something happened to my sister who's away at college? I got told to sit in the office and wait for my mom. The wait felt like hours. When my mom arrived, her vibe was off. She broke the news to me. My dad was in an accident. He wasn't going to be coming home ever again. The whole ride home was quiet. This is the only time my mind has been truly blank for this long. When I arrive at my house, my whole family is there. Everything hits me like a truck. I am at my lowest of lows. All I wanted to do was crawl in a hole and never come out. I wanted to have a pity party forever. The world doesn't work like this, though. Earth keeps spinning, clocks keep ticking, people keep moving forward with their lives. I knew that I was going to have to get up and keep moving. So I started focusing on the joys that were in my life. I had my family to lean on. I had really good friends who supported me. I had school to focus my time on, and I had my rabbit Barney to take care of. It was these joys that helped me find hope in my situation and helped me find strength. I still miss my dad very much, and there are days when I do just want to hide and never come out. On these days, I choose not to focus on the fact that my dad has never even seen me in my FFA jacket, how he won't be at my wedding, how he will never meet my kids. Instead, I choose to focus on how we would name the calves at the dairy together, how we would spend hours in the summer picking vegetables from our garden, how he helped me haul to break my 1,300-pound dairy heifer when I was 12. It is these joys that bring me strength. When have you felt broken? It feels like hitting rock bottom and your broken pieces will never come back together. That's not true though. I learned that brokenness can be strength. When you break a bone, your bone heals stronger. When you get a cut, you get a scab that turns your skin back to its full potential. And when you work out, your muscles tear but rebuild themselves and come back stronger. And just like our bodies, when we are broken, we come back stronger. Sometimes things happen and we are broken. Even though these glow sticks are broken, they are glowing. They are sharing their light. When we are broken, we need to be like glow sticks. It hurts to be broken, but we can still choose to find the light. Overcoming brokenness can lead to joy and better opportunities. Utah FFA, how can you turn your brokenness into strength?
Erin, our dairy girl, we love your dedication and commitment to Utah FFA. Passion, love, and enthusiasm are 3 words to describe you. Your honesty has pushed our team to be better. We started here together, and we're leaving the same way. You never appreciate what you have until it's gone today. Love, Myers, Riker, Morgan, Brindley, and Asia. Utah FFA for your final time, your 2023-2024 State Vice President, Erin Atkinson. Utah FFA, raise your hand if Morgan Wild came to your chapter this year for a chapter visit.
Woo! Hey, those are my people, but Asia, what does this have to do with our session?
Here, I'll show you. Go ahead and sit down. I am going to be the teacher, and you are my student. Okay, class, on the count of 3, we are going to read what is on the board. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Characteristic. You guys are perfect. Good job. Morgan, can you do it by yourself? 1, 2, 3, go.
Characteristic.
No. Characteristic.
Characteristic.
In 3 to 5 years, Morgan may still be learning how to say the word characteristic. Luckily for us, our Blue and Gold Service Award recipients have known what they're doing by serving for that long. The Blue and Gold Service recipients possess characteristics of cooperation, dedication, and selfless service.
The Blue and Gold Service Award is given to organizations or individuals who have been of great service to the Utah FFA Association. Please join us in welcoming these award recipients to the stage.
Dr. Tyson Sorensen is an associate professor in agricultural education. He currently serves as the State Ag Cells CDE host and on the STAR Teach Ag Grant Committee. Additionally, Dr. Sorensen has served on the Utah FFA Advisory Board. If you were to search for the definition of wanderlust, a strong desire to travel, you might find Dr. Sorensen's picture next to it. Dr. Sorensen has played a crucial role in establishing various study away and study abroad programs for students in the Ag Ed program at USU. Whether it's Ecuador, Puerto Rico, or Italy, Dr. Sorensen actively seeks opportunities to connect students with the world.
Denise Stewardson holds the position of director at Utah Agriculture in the Classroom. Denise goes above and beyond to connect with USU students by teaching an agricultural literacy course that integrates service learning and meaningful community engagement with instruction and reflection. Furthermore, she actively supports the sustainability goals of the USU Student Nutrition Access Center, represents Extension in the USU Faculty Senate, mentors students through the Aggie First Scholarship Program, and participates in the Connections Faculty Committee.
Dr. Brian Warnick. Dr. Warnick initially taught agricultural education and biology at Box Elder High School after earning a secondary education degree in biology and special education from USU. Now he holds the position of professor and department head in the Technology Design and Technical Education Department at USU. He actively oversees various FFA events such as Ag Cells, poultry, and parliamentary procedure contests. In addition to serving as a judge for local, area, and state programs, Dr. Warnick has also played key roles in advising the USU Collegiate FFA and Alpha Tau Alpha chapters. Dr. Warnick is a lifelong supporter of the FFA and is sought after for his wisdom and knowledge often.
Kip Hansen teaches at South Sevier High School in Monroe, where he has been for 7 years. Kip started his teaching career at Uena High School in 1984 and then worked in the agricultural industry for approximately 30 years. He returned to the classroom at Canyon View High School in Cedar City, where he taught for 3 years. He brings a wealth of real-life experience to the classroom. Kip was elected by his peers to serve as treasurer on the Utah Association of Agricultural Educators officer team. Kip is excited to be graduating with the class of 2024, although we know retirement will not keep him far away from continuing to serve the National FFA organization. Utah FFA members and guests, please enjoy watching the winning video in the national #SpeakAg Showcase.
Located in the middle of the United States lies the heart of agriculture. Did you know the FFA organization actually began right here in Missouri? The first national FFA convention was held in Kansas City, Missouri. It was held here for 70 years until 1998.
Our chapter advisor really pushed me out of my comfort zone in learning to be a great public speaker.
Getting a lot of personal connections and some practical knowledge about what I wanted to do in the future.
They taught me a lot of values and how to set goals and go after them. It taught me leadership. It taught me discipline.
It just gave me an opportunity to step out of my comfort zone and become a leader.
Missouri is also home to 95,000 farms, leading second in the United States. The Show Me State is covered with cattle, poultry, swine, goats, horses, corn, soybeans, rice, wheat, cotton, hay, and forest. Missouri takes pride in these top commodities as Missouri agriculture is a $93.7 billion industry. The Show Me State proves their importance by their rankings of each commodity. Missouri is known to be second in the U.S. for hay production, with 6.4 million tons. Our state-of-the-art beef is third, with a little over 2 million head. In the boot heel, you can find fields flowing with rice, as Missouri is the fourth highest rice productive state, with 15.5 million hundredweight.
In most of Missouri, you can find corn gold sweeping across statewide with 560.9 million bushels. Paired with our corn gold in the valleys are soybeans yielding 290.5 million bushels, and on top of that, you can find cotton as we are ranked 6th here in Missouri with 684,000 bales. Missouri is 6th in the U.S. in pork production with a 3.75 million head of hogs. Missouri uniquely also houses the Missouri River. This flowing water makes Missouri farms some of the most fertile land in the U.S., creating higher yielding crops. Missouri is a sustainable state as we are in the hub for most agricultural commodities here in the U.S. Because of this, Missouri agriculture is mostly sustainable and independent. This is just a glimpse of what Show Me Agriculture looks like and the impacts it has on our economy, environment, state, and country. Missouri truly is the heartland of
Please help me in welcoming Tanya Lyon to the stage from the Canyon View FFA chapter. Thank you.
We go after Brinley, so we'll come up here. Thank you.
Okay, I'm Tanya Lyon. I'm from the Canyon View FFA chapter, and I'm going to be singing a song for you guys that I wrote that's about what FFA means to me and why I find wearing this blue jacket so important. It's called Old Country Soul.
Our souls will rest until the work is done. We're fighting against this growing world. No, we won't stop until our culture's saved. We won't rest a single day.
I've talked to her about
We keep strong bones and an open mind, pushing through to just barely make it by, standing alone in this gruesome world, keeping the old country soul alive. Oh, we got men and women on our side, wearing the emblem our souls will survive. Oh, our souls will survive. Our souls will rest until the work is done. We're fighting against this growing world. No, we won't stop until our culture's safe. We won't rest a single day. Our souls will rest until the work is done. We're fighting against this growing world. No, we won't stop until our culture's safe. We won't rest a single day.
Let's get loud. Let's get loud. Music up, let's do it. Come on, people, let's get loud. Let's get loud. Ain't nobody gotta tell you. Make it boogie now.
Thank you, Tanya.
You know, Asia, since you tried to teach me how to say characteristic,
I tried.
It's my turn to try and teach you how to rope. First, you're gonna have to hold the rope. No, like this. Then, you're going to swing, aim, and throw. Oh, that's embarrassing.
Can I just be the dummy and you rope me?
Maybe. No, you don't learn anything from doing that. You have to rope it yourself.
Okay, hold the rope the correct way. Swing the rope, sort of.
Well, apparently I'm not a very good roper or a very good teacher. I'm not planning on being a teacher.
Luckily for us, we've had some amazing teachers that have taught us to get to where we are today.
Burrell, Rhodes, Kunzler, Schaefer, Ingram, and Collier. Thank you for always supporting me and guiding me throughout my time in high school. All 6 of you have had a huge impact on my life and have shaped me into the person that I am today. Thank you for always letting me follow through with my visions, whether that was organizing everything into large binders or printing a million banners so things looked cuter. You all have always shown me nothing but encouragement. I will forever be grateful for your unwavering support.
Ms. Haslam, you helped me understand that FFA is not something that you can give up on. I can never thank you enough for sharing your passion with me. Mr. Stevens, you helped me to become a leader, and I will always take your compliments with high regard. I can't thank you enough for helping me with all of my ambitions. Mrs. East, the endless laughs that we have had are priceless. You made my FFA experience worthwhile with your willingness to help me on my journey. Miss Frank, your time as my advisor was short, but it was still meaningful. You have always helped me to stay positive in any situation.
Mr. Wilson, thank you for the time and effort you put in to help me grow. Your wisdom and knowledge has given me many opportunities. Thank you for leading by example. Mrs. Riley, we weren't together long, but in the time we had, you taught me to be unafraid of challenges and to reach for my goals. Your work ethic and love for agriculture was my calm in the storm. Mrs. Roethlisberger, you are my hero. You taught me to believe in myself and have provided me unwavering support. Thank you for being my safe place and setting the groundwork for my future.
Mr. Goody, even as the new teacher, you've been a big help to me and other members. You showed and helped us all reach new heights. You showed us new and fun ways to get things done. Westlake is proud to have you. Mr. Gowns, you always put up with my sarcasm and even sometimes encourage it. You have always pushed me above and beyond my limits. FFA would not have been the same without you. I thank you for everything you've done for me.
Mrs. Myers, I'm extremely grateful for the compassion you have shown me. Your kind spirit and helpful heart has touched me in more ways than you will ever know. Mr. Roth, from all of the laughs to crazy car rides, I'm so grateful that I got to learn from you. Thank you for teaching me to be confident in myself, and thank you for treating me like a daughter of your own. Mrs. Silcox, thank you for never giving up on me even when I had given up on myself. Not only did you tolerate all of my crazy ideas, but you were the one that helped me bring them to life.
Mr. Goebel, when I think of the person that I could always ask for help, advice, knowledge, or wisdom, you were the first person I think of. When I stress about how to get my proficiency done or how I needed to see the good in things, you were the person to help me. Every time I walked into the ag shop, I felt I was where I needed to be. Thank you for pushing me to excel. Thank you for being supportive and for always celebrating our wins together. It is my honor to have the title of Mr. Goebel's first state.
All right, Morgan, I was embarrassed enough with the rope. Now it's your turn to learn how to clog.
But Asia, I am a rodeo girl, not a dancer.
You'll be fine. All right, hands on our hips. Okay, we're gonna kick the soccer ball forward. Kick it forward, kick it back.
I did not like this.
You're doing great, sweetie. Okay, rocking horse back. Ready, go. Rocking horse back.
This is not working.
You're okay. Okay, now I'm gonna do a step and Morgan's going to repeat it. First, single, single, triple. And don't tell my dance teacher that my knees aren't high. I'm in a skirt, okay? Yeah. She's really good. Okay, now for the hard one.
The hard one?
Yeah, syncopated doubles. Are you ready?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
I think this is where I bow out.
That's okay. Sometimes earning awards takes time, like in competitive dance.
You know, with some more practice, I could be a professional clogger.
Sure.
More time and dedication on my part would probably lead to some improvement. Lucky for us, we've had some great examples of this.
These next individuals have dedicated years of extended service and dedication to the Utah FFA Association.
The Distinguished Service Award recipients have taken time and earned the highest award presented to an association, organization, agency, industry, or individual by the Utah FFA Association.
J. Merrill Hollum has been personally responsible for the design and building of many of the Nebo School District animal labs, greenhouses, and other CTE facilities. He is known for helping students succeed through his generosity of time, efforts, and financial contributions. He has delivered turkeys raised by students to community members, paid feed bills, and done all that is needed to help one more student with their SAE. All of these contributions out of his own pocket could never be calculated and could never be repaid. Without exception, animals are cared for and buildings are built and maintained because of the tendency of this man. Jay Merrill would like to be the silent do-gooder and contributor. Like he always said, what happens on the farm stays on the farm. He has done so much for so long that we have to publicly say, thank you, Jay Merrill.
Buddy Daimler is known for his famous quote, "Every student, every class, every day." He started as an agricultural education teacher in 1980 in Albuquerque, New Mexico. After 7 years as a classroom teacher, he accepted a supervisor for agricultural education position at the Arizona Department of Education. In 1984, he moved to his position at the Utah State Board of Education as an education specialist for agricultural and welding education, where he served for 29 years. Over the years, he has taken advantage of many opportunities for service in professional education organizations. These include serving as a board member and vice president for the Agricultural Education Division for ACTE, a board member including 2 years as president of the National Council for Agricultural Education, president of the National Association of Supervisors of Agricultural Education, and 2 terms on the National FFA Board of Directors, including 4 years as the National FFA Treasurer. Buddy's last 43 years in education have been a labor of love.
Morgan, we have learned how to do a lot of really cool things during this session. Let's take a Be Real so everyone can see just how cool the 96th Utah FFA State Convention is. Is everybody ready? Aw, so cutesy. I love you all.
You know, we've had a lot of really cool Be Real moments this year.
We sure have. We have someone here with us today who's had some amazing Be Real moments, and Utah FFA has the chance to be another one of those today.
Morgan Anderson joined FFA for the opportunity to learn more about what connects everyone, agriculture. Morgan grew up in rural Ohio where she was surrounded by agriculture. Although she didn't grow up directly involved in agriculture, she had a small poultry operation. Her time in FFA built her knowledge of agriculture. She had a plant system supervised agricultural experience where she worked as a landscaper at a wedding venue in Central Ohio. Once Morgan graduated high school, she continued an SAE in education and communication. Morgan attended the Washington Leadership Conference in 2018. That experience broadened her understanding of FFA from a local scale to a national one. Morgan strives to be people-focused throughout her life. She believes that a life well lived is one that's full of love and service, and that's exactly what she hopes to achieve as a national officer. Please welcome our visiting national officer, Morgan Anderson, to the stage.
My life be like, yeah. My life be like, yeah. My life be like, yeah. Fireball. I conquered, I came. This little chico on fire, he ain't no lie. Well, y'all slipping, he's running the game. Now Big Bang Boogie get that kitty little noogie in a nice little shave. I gave Susie a little pat up on the booty and she turned around and said, walk this way. I was born in a plane. Mama said that every word was on my name.
Hello, Utah FFA. I am stoked to be here. Can you hear me make some noise? There we go. Thank you for that lovely introduction. Don't get me wrong, that sums me up pretty darn well. But if I'm being totally honest, about 2.5 years ago, when I was 18 years old, some of my favorite people in the world called me a different title, and it was Coach Morgan. You see, I had the meanest, leanest slate of athletes that my rural small town of Amanda, Ohio had to offer, and I was their coach. Now let me walk you through what my athletes and I did together on a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday basis. All right, so here's some timestamps. By 4 o'clock, we were doing some intense stretches and yoga. You know, we gotta warm up, get those muscles pumping. By 5 o'clock, conditioning. You see, you don't get calves this good without running 100 laps around the soccer field every single day at practice. And by 6 o'clock, we were practicing our top secret, totally new, absolutely undiscovered soccer drills that we would use to demolish our competition come soccer game on the Saturday morning of each week. I was doing, quite literally, every parent's worst nightmare. Coaching 20 kindergarten boys in the game of soccer. Yeah, you can thank me for my service later. It's not even the FFA service. That is true service to the world. And I did that every single week, all spring, my senior year of high school. But in all reality, as much as my kindergartners and I would practice together, we would hang out together and had that lean, mean schedule I just told you about, my kindergartners taught me one of the most important lessons I have ever learned. That when you show up and show out, you can be a leader. Let's talk about that first part, show up. What does that mean to show up? Well, it's quite simple. It's quite literally showing up. Showing up how you are right now in your blue jacket, your official dress. Maybe you're showing up at a CDE practice or as a delegate in those seats below me. Showing up looks different for everyone, but the practice is the same. We show up. I want to drop you into a moment in time, back to my senior year of high school, when I had to show up and had to learn the hard way. You see, you go down the hallway of my high school on the second floor, there is a door 2 frames down on the left. So go 2 doors down on the left side, and you find this door. Folks, there's not a lot of things I hate, but I hate this door. It still gives me trauma to this day. You see, this door was the door to my AP calculus class. Yep, the dread, it's still there. And if you're taking AP calculus right now, or actually any form of math, I feel for you. My sympathy and my condolences are with you. But this door in particular still remains my most dreaded door in the entire world. One day, I was coming to school my senior year of high school, and it was actually after my state convention like you all. So think about it. Just right now, I was at state convention my senior year of high school. And then state convention ends, we have the weekend, Monday comes around, and I'm going back to school. And as I'm back at school, me and my best friend Megan, we're walking up the stairs, and we're going to class. And as Megan and I are chit-chatting, she looks at me and she says, "Hey, Morgan, are you ready for the math test today?" We had a math test today. How many of us know that feeling? Yeah, absolutely. We had a math test that day, and your girl was not prepared in the slightest. You see, let me put you all in on something about me. I am not good at math, and I don't know if it's the blonde hair or just genuinely how my brain works, but I am not good at math. I absolutely hate it, and I would dread it every single day. But for some reason, I decided it was a fantastic idea to take AP Calculus my senior year. Have any of us ever signed up for something that we absolutely shouldn't have done? You know that feeling. If it's AP Calculus, I'm right there with you, homie. So Megan and I are walking up the stairs. She informs me that we have a math test. My heart is in the ground. We were heading up to the second floor of the school, but my heart was 6 feet under. Like, y'all, I was done. I was toast. I was filled with so much dread and anxiety in that moment. But I had to make it through because I'm already at school. My mom wasn't going to sign me out. Every single opportunity to get out of that situation was not there other than go to math class. So we continue up the stairs, and we make our way down to what you all know, the door to my AP Calculus class. And as I look at that door, I take a deep breath, and I walk on in. And everyone is sitting in their seats with a math test on their desk flipped over. Conveniently, I walk on over to my desk, which of course happens to be right next to the teacher's. For all you teachers who happen to put the worst students by your desk, I now understand why you do that. Just keep an extra eye on us, because I was that student. And so I head over to my desk by the teacher's, and I put my books down, and my palms are sweating. My heart is in the ground, and I am filled with dread. I take a seat at my desk. I set my books on the table. My math test is right in front of me. And I take another deep breath, look around at my classmates who have already started because they're so excited to take a math test, whatever, and I flip it over, and I'm looking at the test. I'm like, okay, I know the answer to the first question. And so I grab my pencil out of my pencil bag, and I start scribbling it down, right? M-O-R-G-A-N. It was my name. And then also right next to it, I got the date correct too. I was feeling pretty good. Star student over here. And so I get down to the next question. And you would have thought I was taking English class. There was more letters than numbers on this math test. I mean, when did the alphabet become AP Calculus? And so I'm going through, and I look at the first question. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have no idea what this is. Not only did I miss class the 2 days before, but I also am just not good at math in general. I was not set up for success, and I was confused. And so I look at that first question. I don't know what's going on. And so naturally, right, you're like, maybe there's more hope in here, right? Surely this 4-page math test has a little bit more hope than just filling in my name. And so I continue to go through. Second question, nada, no clue. Third question, all right, we're going to the back of the test. And then I'm like, okay, maybe the end of the test, it gets better. No, the end of the test did not get better. In fact, it got worse. It was extended response. I'm so sorry, but why do I need to extend on my math when I truly don't know what's going on? And so I get to the end, I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't know what I'm doing. And I look at all my classmates, and I look back at my test, and I think to myself, why can't I just get it like everyone else? Why am I the only person in this room that doesn't know what they're doing? Why am I the only person in this room that just can't do basic math, it feels like? Why am I the only person in this room that never knows what's going on, just can't seem to get the right answer? I listen to the same lectures and I try to take the same notes. Sometimes I feel like my notes are even better than my classmates, and yet I still don't get it. I am behind the learning curve, but yet I'm trying so hard. Tears are filling my eyes, and I felt embarrassed. I'm like, Morgan, I cannot cry over a math test right now. Not only can I not cry at school, because that would be embarrassing, but I can't cry over a math test. That would be silly. I can't do that. But I can't help it. There's tears swelling my eyes. My paper was getting drops of water on it from my tears, and I was shaking. And my hands would not stop shaking because I didn't know what I was doing, and yet every single person in the room did. I look up at the clock. There's about 40 minutes left of class, 40 more minutes to suffer in silence as I take a math test that makes 0 sense. And so I employ my next best strategy. You see, in order to kill time for 40 minutes, I will simply write and erase the directions for every single question over and over and over again. So that way, to my classmates, I look like Albert Einstein, just furiously scribbling away on my math test. And so that's what I did. I spent the entire time rewriting directions over and over and over again. I look back up at the clock. There's about 2 minutes left. And I decided it's time to turn this baby in. And so as any good artist does, I sign my work. I go to the end of my math test, and I do something that I've never done before. And I write, "I'm sorry." I close up my math test. I walk over to my math teacher's desk, and as I grab my books and I have my test in my hand, I'm holding it upside down. I walk over to her desk and I hand it to her, and I don't even look at her when I do it. And as soon as she takes it out of my hands, I am bolting out that door. Ain't no way I'm staying here. And so I'm running out of this math class until I hear Morgan. It was my math teacher. She said my name. I know she's going to tell me I need to quit missing school for FFA, or that it's a waste of my time, or that I need to study more, or I need to work harder, or I need a tutor, or I'm going to have to fail the class and take it all over again, or that I'm not keeping up with my classmates. I know that's what she's going to tell me. Morgan. Yes, and she tells me this: "I'm just glad you showed up. I'm just glad you showed up." In that moment, I was left speechless. I mean, my heart's already in the ground, as we know. My palms are sweaty, knees weak, not even Eminem could save me at that point. I was nervous and left speechless. But in that moment, my teacher taught me a huge lesson, that sometimes the best thing you can do is just show up. There's this famous quote that says 90% of our lives is full of just showing up to things. If 90% of your life is full of just showing up to things, why are you choosing not to? Showing up is doing the hard thing even if no one else is. Showing up is coming to school even though you have to go to math class and you don't know what's going on. Showing up is going to the CDE or LDE practice even if you're the floater for the team. Showing up is showing up for a friend when they're going through a hard time, but you don't have the mental capacity to handle that. Showing up is doing the hard thing even if no one is. In everything, set others an example by doing what is good. I want to go back to my kindergartners for a second. They taught me the importance of showing up. You see, I would go to math class during the day, and I would essentially fail my math tests, what felt like, but then I would go after school and tell these little kids what to do. It was an interesting dynamic, but I learned a lot, and that was one of them. But when you show up and show out, you can be a leader. Let's talk about that second part, showing out. Now, what I didn't tell you about my kindergartners is, you see, I didn't tell you how we did as a team, because as you know, sports seasons come and go, and so do records. I'll let you in on a little secret. Me and my boys, we were 100% consistent every single game. Like, I'm talking our run game, consistent. Our shooting game, consistent. Our practice game, consistent. We are a consistent team around here. You can expect the same thing from us every single Saturday, and you know when people see us on our roster, they got something to say. We went 0-10 the entire season. Yeah, you see, my soccer players and I, we didn't win a single game the entire season, but we were consistent in doing that. And when people saw us on our roster, when they were getting to play us for their next game, they knew it was going to be an easy win. But here's the beauty of my soccer players. That 4 to 6 p.m. schedule I mentioned earlier, it looked a little bit more like this. At 4 p.m., we would tie up our cleats and tie up our laces. Except here's the thing about kindergartners is they don't know how to tie their shoes. So Coach Morgan became Mama Bear, and I would have to tie every single player's shoes for about a half hour out of our practice. By 5 o'clock, we would talk about what the game of soccer even was. Most of them thought maybe we picked up the ball and we threw it at the goal. And then I would say, little Johnny, we don't touch the ball. Like, that's really a no-no in soccer. And by 6 o'clock, it was snack time, thanks to our moms, and we'd all head home. That's what we did every single week. Was it productive in terms of skill? Maybe not. Was it technical? Was it practical? Probably not. But here's what it was. It was so much fun. We had a great time, we laughed plenty, and by the end of the season, we all knew how to tie our shoes, partly because I didn't want to have to teach them anymore. Those were the lessons we learned. We were, going to our soccer games, and instead of the boys, picking up points on the field, they were picking dandelions in the middle of the field and picking their nose on the sideline. That's what they did instead. And to me, that was valuable. By the end of my soccer season, I had one of my players come up. We'll call him Little Johnny. And so Little Johnny walked up to me at our last practice of the season, and he handed me a card. And in it, it said, "Coach Morgan, I appreciate you." In my mind, I received this card, and as I open it up, he appreciates me? We lost every single game, and we barely learned that we don't touch a soccer ball with our hands, and yet he appreciates me? What did I do? What did I contribute? All I did was show up to practice every day and allowed them to have a good time and try something new. But yet he appreciated me. Folks, that's the beauty of showing out for others. It's letting them have success even if they don't see it in themselves. Showing out for others looks like letting them in on their wins and letting them live in them too. Showing out for others is maybe when you're not good at something, but someone else is. To you, it might look like your friend absolutely nailing their choir solo at the concert. Maybe showing out for someone looks like celebrating your teammate when they score all the points on the soccer field. Maybe showing out looks like celebrating someone you competed against in a contest you really wanted to win. Showing out looks like celebrating those who get leadership positions when it's not your time just yet. That is how we show out. When you sit with others in their success, you win too. In everything, set others an example by doing what is good. So let's put it into practice right now. We learned what it means to show up, and we learned what it means to show out. So right now, in our minds, let's think of one person that we can think of who shows out and shows up for us? Is that a friend who supports us in our wins, even when they lose? Is that a family member who maybe doesn't understand what FFA is, but they know you love it? Maybe it's your teacher who doesn't want you to miss school anymore, but they celebrate you when you go away for your football game. Who is that person? Let's think of that person in our minds. When we leave here today, tell that person, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Folks, it's as simple as that to show out and show up for others. It's as simple as saying, I appreciate you, even when you aren't the one winning. That's what it means to be a leader. When you show up and show out, you can be a leader. Utah FFA, let's put into practice right now once more. When I say show up, repeat it after me. Show up. Show up. Now let's do show out. Show out. Show out. Show up. Show out. Yeah, it's as easy as that, folks, to show up and show out for those around us. Utah FFA, I can't wait to encourage you as you show up and show out and become the leader that you were meant to be. Thank you for having me.
Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like, here comes the, y'all don't really want it.
Thank you, Morgan, for allowing Utah FFA to be a part of your Be Real moment today.
We know you will accomplish so many amazing things this year, but we just want to say you always have friends here at Utah FFA.
Now, Morgan, I don't know about you, but I have learned a lot of really cool things during this session. I hope you all have as well.
True. I mean, you have learned how to rope, and I learned how to clog, kind of.
Well, I'll call it a success. Don't forget to come back for the 5th and final general session of the Utah FFA State Convention.
We promise you won't want to miss it. Madam Secretary, do you have record of any further business which should now be transacted?
I do, Madam President. I have the following announcements. Food trucks will close at 3 p.m. They will be in the northwest corner of the black parking lot. Don't forget to check out the Utah FFA silent auction and college and career show. For more information, check the convention app. The silent auction will be closing at 5 p.m. tonight. Teachers, make sure you visit the teacher break room. Get your Utah FFA gear at the Total Cowboy booth, and make sure you pick up your trash before you leave the Spectrum today. And the 5th and final general session will start at 4 p.m.
Does any member know of any new or unfinished business which would properly come before this meeting? We are about to adjourn the 4th general session of the Utah FFA State Convention. As we mingle with others, let us be diligent in labor, just in our dealings, courteous to everyone, and above all, honest and fair in the game of life. Fellow members and guests, please join me in a salute to our flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I now declare this convention hall adjourned until the 5th session tonight at 4 p.m.
Thank you. too bold, too average to make a difference. The world's too big and you're too small. If you try to fly, you're gonna fall. They're shouting.